woman's husband.
What the hell is going on? Hello everyone, we are live on Got Everybody's Tea, and I am your host Eugenia Tite, and welcome to another episode of Tea of the Day. The Real Housewives of Atlanta, or also known as RHOA, season 16 episode 1 came out yesterday, and I am here for all of the drama, honey. The reason why I'm actually so excited about this season is because our girl Shamea has finally gotten her peach. I honestly don't know why Shamea did not get her peach a couple of seasons ago, because honey, Shamea is that girl, very humbled, very much the girl next door. Okay, I absolutely love her energy. I love her. Like I just love her life. Okay, the episode starts off with Portia, and she's kind of giving us like a glimpse of her relationship with Simon. She is planning on filing for divorce to Simon. She says she still lives in her marital home with her daughter, and I'm guessing she's going to be fighting for that home, right? As she should, but she definitely looks like she's in a good place, because she did say for some reason everything turns out well for her when she goes through these type of things. So I actually believe her, because she's been through a lot of stuff. This will technically be her second divorce, and it's like after every failed relationship, she seems okay. Like she seems like she's just living her best life and on to the next. And then it goes to Shamea. So Shamea is the HBIC this season. Okay, Shamea is carrying the show on her back. Shamea is doing it, and I'm like, y'all should have had Shamea on this show a long time ago, honey. Y'all should have had Shamea before you had Latoya. Latoya should have never came on the goddamn show. She got her peach at the right time, and I'm here for it. I love that for her. As soon as I saw Shamea's house, I was like, what the hell? At the time when they were purchasing the home, they purchased the second biggest home in the community, right? And so her home is worth $9 million. Can you believe that? $9 million, and sis kept it on the low for that long. I'm like, wow, she is really not a bragger, because honestly, everybody on that show is always bragging about their wealth and how much money they got and their big homes. Sheree is always renovating her home. She always talking about Chateau Sheree. Kenya is always talking about her home and how she wants everybody to come to her home. Everybody want to act like they got the best house, yet we did not know Shamea was the real wealth. Shamea had the moolah this whole time, but Shamea is very humbled, very much a humble girl. And I love that for her, because it kind of kept her out of the way of drama. But she did come in as a friend, so she didn't really have the opportunity to showcase a lot of her life. So we didn't really know much about her, but we only knew that she was Portia's friend. They aspired to be like Shamea, to have the wealth she has, to have the marriage she has, to have the kids she had. Like, if anything, they need to take advice from Shamea. Okay, because Shamea is doing it right, and she's married to a Kenyan man. My only hope is that she does not bring too much of her children and her marriage into this show, because there's like a divorce curse going on in a lot of these reality TV. It's like when you're married, you come in, you're automatically divorced. That's just how it works. If you don't end up being divorced, then you lose your friend. So hopefully, I'm praying that Shamea keeps her marriage, because they honestly look like a happy family, and I just honestly want the best for her. She does seem like a really good person. Shamea was talking about how she wanted to have a birthday party at her house, so this would be her very first birthday party at her house since she purchased the house. I'm like, sis really be on the low, because you have never had a birthday party at your house, yet she be outside with the girls. Like, Shamea is that girl you hit up when you just need a shot, and she will be there. But her not actually having a party in her home speaks a lot about her character, and that's crazy. And this this couldn't have been the perfect time to showcase everything to her girls. This is like perfect timing. You know, when they say God's timing's the best. Then we transitioned from Shamia's house to Drew's house. In the beginning of the scene, you'll see Drew playing outside with her kids, having a good time. Her kids are so cute, honestly. So Kenya stopped by her house with Brooklyn just to say hello, hang out with her, just so they can chit chat. She started explaining to Kenya how her husband, or her soon-to-be ex-husband, office has now turned into a barbershop, and how he lives in the basement. And so they have a deal with the court. They're going through court right now, and they cannot see one another without permission. They cannot communicate with each other. If they want to communicate with each other, they have to do it through this app. The judge is monitoring all of their messages and all of their communication. So she's trying to keep a clean slate, right? While he's just trying to argue. But yes, as of now, he is living in the basement. And I just think that is really weird. Like, why don't you just get a place outside of the home and, you know, do that? But it's so weird that, like, we're not on good terms. We're not talking, but I know you live in the basement. And then if I want to tell, if our kids want to see you, I'm like, oh yeah, daddy's in the basement. You can go talk to daddy in the basement. Like, why would you want that for your child? Why not just get an apartment or a hotel or something and just have some sense of peace? Because I know how it is. Like, I know how it is. I don't know how it is because I've never had a divorce. I don't pray that for myself, but I know how it is to not be on good terms with your partner. And then just knowing that they are in that same home, and the thought of not going there and talking to the person or arguing, especially Drew and what's his name, because I keep forgetting his name, honestly, because every time they communicate, they don't communicate the way they're supposed to. They're always arguing. So imagine just living in a home with that person. The urge to want to go down the basement and argue with his ass and just talk about, you know, the situation. It's like, I'd rather you just go purchase a home somewhere, or like get an apartment or something, just so we can have some space and some time to ourselves. I think the whole process, or the whole idea of how they're handling it is really weird to me. But you know, everyone's case is different. So yeah, so she tells Kenya that, and then they started talking about her music. Kenya was asking like, how's your music and everything. She's talking about how she likes it. She's doing a good job. She loves how it's going so far. And then she hits Kenya with the biggest bomb ever, and that was when she was talking about how she do music with Dennis, and Dennis is actually Portia's baby's father, right? And I just thought that was so weird, because it's like, why are you doing music with this man? Mind you, I don't think she's ever had a conversation with Portia and asked her if it was okay to do music with Dennis, because that's just so awkward. Like, Dennis, if y'all don't know who Dennis is, so Dennis is Portia's baby's father. They only have one child on both sides, and he pretty much cheated on her while she was pregnant, or while they were having their child. And so that's how they separated before she met Simon. But if you're my friend and you knew the situation, you knew how he cheated on me, you knew how I struggled to overcome that and at least have a decent relationship, co-parenting relationship with him, and you want to do music with him, you didn't even ask me for my blessing. You want to do music with him and hang out with him and have him support you. Like, that's some sneaky shit. Excuse my language. That is some real sneaky shit, and I would be so pissed off. So yeah, she's telling Kenya that like, oh yeah, Dennis, me and Dennis are cool, you know. I'm sure he asked Portia for her blessing, but you know, she's gonna feel how she's gonna have an opinion about it. You know, she's very opinionated. I'm like, hell yeah, she's gonna have an opinion. Why didn't you approach her with the situation before going to her man? And is Dennis the only person in Atlanta to do music with? Couldn't you find another producer? I did not know Dennis did music. I could have sworn to God he had a hot dog restaurant. or he owns a restaurant. You could have produced your song with so many other producers. It's just really fishy and really weird. Obviously she's gonna think you're knocking her man. She's gonna think you're having sex with Dennis. And she was just telling Kenya how he's been there for her. He's there for her. He's always there. When she was going through so many things, he had her back. And I'm just like, why are you so comfortable with this man? Now it's not producing your music. It is texting him on a regular, calling him. You guys are communicating on a regular. Like, it just looks fishy. Even if she does not have bad intentions and they have a very platonic relationship, she has to put herself in Portia's shoes and know that that's just really weird. Like, imagine Portia having a relationship with your ex-husband or your husband you're trying to divorce. If Portia had a relationship with him the way you had a relationship with Dennis, you would be pissed off. So why are you... Like, I just did not like that at all. I did not. I was like, Drew, girl. And Kenya was looking at her like, girl, you just keep putting yourself in pits. Like, you keep digging pits for yourself. You had a wonderful relationship with Portia. She had your back when everybody else was on your neck. And you gonna do this to her? Like, it's just really weird. So yeah, she had that conversation with Kenya, and then we transitioned from Drew to Kelly, our newest peach. Okay, I like Kelly. I don't know how y'all feel about Kelly. I feel like she's very straightforward. She's a straight shooter, and I like that, right? I feel like Kelly is like a Kenya Moore, and I feel like they are going to have a love-hate relationship because they're so similar in a way. But so we start off with Kelly introducing herself. The scene starts off with her daughter turning 17, I believe. She gifted her daughters 17 luxurious bags for turning 17s. I said, girl, what? She got a Chanel bag. She got Coach. She got a lot of bags. Okay, she spoiled her daughter, and I'm here for it. She says that she comes from a group of independent women, and so I'm here for it. I love it. I love to see Black women winning, right? And so I'm really loving this season. I'm loving this episode because it's really showcasing the luxury, the wealth, and the hard work of Black women, right, in Atlanta. And I feel like Bravo has lacked that for a few episodes and a few seasons, but this season they did not miss, honey. I am loving Kelly. Okay, she's having a conversation with a couple of her family members about how difficult her marriage was and the process of her divorce right now. And yeah, that's pretty much what we've seen of Kelly, of her introduction and meeting her and everything. I think she's a chill chick. I like her. I feel like she's very direct. She speaks her mind, and I feel like we kind of need more of that. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, she gonna give the girls a hard time. That's for sure. Kelly, watch out for Kelly because she gonna give the girls a hard time. I almost forgot. She is the owner of Nana's Kitchen. It was named after her grandmother, and she sells chicken and waffles. I heard she had the best chicken and waffles in Atlanta. So maybe one day I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I'm gonna go to her restaurant and try it. You know what I mean? She has her book that is out right now. It's called Cooking with Kelly, and she just got a lot going on. She's really a boss chick, and her home is absolutely beautiful. Honestly, all of these ladies' homes are absolutely beautiful. I honestly love it. I love Black luxury. Like, just give me a rich Black girl to watch. I'm gonna watch her all day. I'm gonna get inspiration. Like, as y'all know, I have a restaurant as well. And so Kelly inspires me. And so just meeting her and knowing that that's what she's doing, I definitely want to know a lot more about her. And I'm going to do my own research. And yeah, I like her. So the next scene is Portia meeting up with her lawyer or her attorney to talk about the divorce process with Simon. So she's talking about how she cannot believe that Simon completely lied to her throughout the entire relationship. The person who she thought she was married to or was marrying was not the person who he is now. He's threatening her. He's telling her that she can no longer, film in their home because she still lives in their marital home, and she obviously needs to film for RHOA. That's how she makes her money. We need to see her everyday life. If she's not able to film, we're not able to have her on the show, which means she's losing a lot of money, and it's interfering with her business relationship with Bravo. And so she is working on an agreement with the judge to where she has the capability to film in her home, and I feel like she should be able to film in her home. It's not her fault that you don't have your papers and now you cannot live in their marital home, honestly. So yeah, you can't tell her to not film. That's ridiculous. That's how she makes her money. You cannot stop her. Stop playing with sis. But at the same time, I feel like on both of their ends, they have to take accountability in a lot of stuff. With Simon, allegedly, he's a scammer or he's a fraud, right? And allegedly, he was trying to get citizenship from the USCIS and they denied his request, allegedly. So it's like, Simon, you should have communicated this with your spouse. I don't know if Portia is lying to us that Simon did not communicate this with her, because I just feel like it's quite absurd that you will be in a relationship with this person for this long and him not explain the situation to you, especially before marrying you. Why would he invest that much into you? Because you were not just married to him, you was getting financially spoiled, right? Big home, big cars, trips to Africa and back. Like, you were living your best life, living la vida loca. Yes. So in my head, I'm like, there's no way there was never an agreement or never a conversation about his status. You know what I mean? There's no way he didn't say anything to her and invested that much in her, only to tell her last minute that this is the issue and hoping to God that she will want to cooperate with him. Like, I just feel like there's no way in hell that could have been the case, right? But we would just never know. We were never there, so we won't know. So I feel like on Simon's end, he made the mistake of, as far as what we hear from Portia, of not communicating anything with her. Because she was also saying that a lot of the times when we take trips, we always have to go on a different line. And like, there were scenarios where it was questionable or skeptical and she would say something, but he would kind of brush it off. And I'm like, sis, you obviously got into the relationship for the financing, for the money. You didn't get into the relationship because you loved him. You got into the relationship because you saw the big house, the big cars. He had the steez, at least for you. But you liked what you saw. And so that's why you got married to this man quick, because you wanted to secure a bag for you and your child. That's all I'm saying, because that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. You know what I mean? Unless you come here and you fully explain yourself, we are always going to have speculations, or we're going to create our stories, because that's just how it looks like. You know what I mean? But I'm like, Portia, you can't be that stupid. Like, I feel like there's something she's not telling us, obviously, because we cannot just say, yeah, Portia is telling the truth 100%, because this is your second divorce. So we can't say Portia is telling the truth. But I guess that's the job for the judge or the attorney that is going to be ruling this case and giving a final verdict. That is the job for the attorney, for the main judge. That is not our job. But I just wanted to point that out. Like, they are not innocent. Both of them are not innocent. But I feel like this could have been avoided by simple conversation, as Portia says. But I feel like that conversation more than likely came before the marriage, and then now it's not working out, and so we want to act like we're the good guys or act like we're the victims, when you know damn well that you knew he knew you knew. Girl, a meetup with Britt, Kelly, and Shamia, and they met up at this nice luxurious restaurant, and Shamia was pretty much telling her, they all looked beautiful, by the way. I just love I love the choices of ladies that were picked this season, right? And so Shamia is pretty much asking everybody, telling everybody about her birthday party, and everyone was asking her, like, who's all coming? And she was like, oh, Portia's coming, Drew's coming, Kenya's coming. Kelly made a smart comment about Portia. She was like, why did she take that lady's man? And Shamia had Portia's back, which obviously I expected because they're best friends. But she was just like, girl, if you don't know the full story, just don't say anything. You know what I mean? She had her back. She was like, it's not like that, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, go ahead, girl, you better stick up for your friend, stick up for her, right? So she does not turn around and say, oh yeah, Shamia had never had my back ever. No, because Shamia obviously had your back. The next scene shows Portia and Shamia at a strip club. Shamia invited Portia to a strip club to take some shots and just let loose and let go because your girl is going through a hard time, right? And Shamia is the life of the party. If Shamia can get a good shot, she will take a good shot and she will bring her friends right with her. Like, she is literally the life of the party. Like, she is really that girl. I almost forgot, y'all. During that dinner that she had with Britt and Kelly, Britt told her that she heard that Dennis and Drew were dating, right? And so when Shamia met with Portia at the strip club, she had to tell her, right, about Drew and Dennis. And I'm just like, chill. So she told Portia about Drew and Dennis, and then she also told Portia about what Kelly said, because Kelly was like, then why'd she take that lady's man? She's like, I didn't know that was her energy. That's her energy. Because honestly, coming onto the show, like, especially as a new peach, it's like, girl, calm down. That's the elephant in the room, and we all want to know, Portia, why did you do what you did? But just to come off that hard, and like, it's like we know you're trying to be messy, and I know Kelly is a sharp shooter because she does not hold nothing back. She will tell it like it is. But sometimes there's a time and a place, and sometimes this may not be the right time because she is really going through some hard times. So give her a break, give her some space just for a moment. Don't bombard her with so many questions. She's really going through a lot and she's trying to balance everything. So just coming with that question or coming so forcefully, it's just like, girl, pipe down. Like, girl, calm down. Because we could hustle and tussle, right? Because we can all be shady, right? It's like, calm down, girl. I like you, but calm down. Calm down. Portia needs to prepare herself because it's like, if you're coming into a group like this, especially after everything, like, your name has just been in the blogs for months and months and months, and it's like, expect the worst, right? Don't expect to come into the circle and everybody should just like ignore the situation or ignore whatever's going on or has been going on social media and not say anything. These are women who wants tea, like, they like the drama, or these are women who are just curious. So like, prepare for the worst. That's all I have to say to Portia. Like, don't come in thinking they are about to kiss your ass or be so sweet to you, because honestly, they can give two shits. So prepare your ass, prepare your answers, because we're gonna need a lot of answers from you, sis. Like, we need the answers, like, what's going on. At the same time, I'm like, I give Kelly the props for asking. I just felt like it could have been different. We moved to the next scene where it is the day of Shamia's birthday party, and she is doing preparations for the coming, because you have to go grand, you got to go big, because the ladies that are coming, they are wealthy women, they are women of high standards, so you got to come prepared. And Shamia was prepared, ma'am. Yes. So she was turning 42 years old. Black don't crack, let me tell you. Like, I want to look that good when I'm 42. Okay, so we start off with Kelly actually arriving at Shamia's house quite earlier than the assigned time. Shamia asked her to come earlier because she wanted to have a conversation with her about the conversation they had at dinner when she threw a little shade at Portia. And she was pretty much telling Kelly how she made her felt uncomfortable at that moment of her talking about her best friends. It made her feel uncomfortable, and Kelly was pretty much letting her know that I wouldn't want to make you feel uncomfortable in any type of way, so I apologize. And she was pretty much telling her that what Kelly told her about Portia, she obviously went to Portia and tell her, right? So she's just letting her know to just stay prepared, but still, please, be nice, be cautious, don't start a scene, especially not at her birthday. But she will let you know that she did tell Portia, because that's her best friend, she has to tell her, you know what I mean? So I give Shamia props definitely for being the middleman. She's like, if you are having any issues with Portia, she just does not want to be in the middle, right? And I applaud her for that, because it's like, you're my friend and you're my friend. Don't be telling me stuff and thinking I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to tell her, but it's not going to be on some shady stuff. It's just because I have to tell her because she's my friend. I would want her to tell me too, right? If she was in my shoes. So and I like that Kelly understood where she was coming from. It wasn't from a place of, oh, let me tell Portia just so I could start some shit. No, because she already know who Shamia is, the type of person Shamia is. She's not going to do anything to jeopardize their relationship. So I appreciated the maturity at that moment, and I appreciate Shamia for keeping the peace and keeping it, appropriate and cordial, because she could have never invited her earlier and it would have just been so weird, you know what I mean? So I appreciate her doing that. Then we move on to Cynthia arriving to the home, and Cynthia was like, girl, Shamia got money. She was like, no, this is wealth. This is wealth. And Shamia's house is beautiful. It should be called Shamia's Chateau. Shamia's house is gorgeous. Like the decor, the designs, everything about that home is beautiful. Like Cynthia was absolutely blown away. And I'm like, girl, the high ceilings, the wall. I'm like, what? I remember in the interview they were like, Shamia, what does your husband do? And she was like, he's an African prince, girl. I said, I know that's motherfucking right. Get you an African prince, especially a Kenyan. You know the Kenyans got money. If you didn't know, now you know. The Kenyans got money. Okay. But anyways, Cynthia came to her home and she was blown away. Absolutely beautiful. She met Kelly. They seemed like they, had a good conversation, and they liked each other right off the bat. She was like, hey, I've never been to your restaurant, but I definitely heard a lot about you. Heard you got the best waffles in the city. And she was like, yeah, girl, you gotta stop by. They're both, I think, Tauruses. I think everybody looked good, honestly. Drew looked good. I feel like the white button up, she could have did something different with that, but I liked the hair. I think everyone looked really, really good. I didn't really like that wig on Cynthia, I'm gonna be quite honest, but she is a beautiful woman, period. So yeah, Drew came and they were all having conversations outside. After a while, one of the other ladies, her wig was sliding off, honey. Her glue was coming off because she was like, it is too hot out here. She had an extra hair glue in her bag, and she is smart for bringing the glue, because I would have never thought of bringing my glue. But she had a glue. She went straight to the bathroom. She glued her wig together, girl. She had it right. I didn't even see it slipping, right? She still looked good. And while she was in the restroom, that's when Miss Kenya Moore walked in. She met everybody. She hugged Drew. She hugged Cynthia. She skipped Britt, and then she hugged Kelly. So I was like, was that low-key shade? Did you mean to do that, or you just happened to not see her? Because she was right in front of you. She was even about to lean for a kiss to say hello, and you just totally ignored her. She had to introduce herself. She was like, hi, and I'm Britt. I feel like Kenya be knowing stuff and she be throwing shade, and it's just, sometimes it's cute and sometimes it's just like, girl, stop. Kenya be getting on my nerves sometimes, honestly. It's like, stop. You don't have to make a scene every time you walk in or try to be the mean girl. Kenya gives very much mean girl, and I really don't like that. Unnecessary beef. I feel like she starts unnecessary beef at times, and it's just like, really stop, because you're really going to meet your match. Because the ladies they got on the cast right now, the cast members that they have, they don't play. You are really going to get a tit for a tat, because it's like, that little attitude she had with Britt just irritated me, and she was trying to throw shade at her for her ring, talking about, oh, is that your second ring? Like, girl, you wish you had the rock. You wish you had her ring. So let's not play. Let's not throw shade when we don't even know her, right? Let's not try to be shady. Let's not try to be funny, because you're honestly wishing that was you, because you are still going through a divorce that it seems like it can never end with you, right? So maybe that's karma biting your ass. God works in miraculous ways, and you will be surprised at the people that are honestly going through a lot in their relationship are people who have done a lot to people. So anyways, we're not even about to get in there. I just did not like the shade that Kenya threw at Britt. It was just unnecessary, and it made her really uncomfortable for a while. And so I felt so bad, because I'm just like, that was really uncalled for. Like, why you just want to be a mean girl for what? To make a name for yourself, so they're gonna be, oh yeah, that's Kenya, the shade queen. Like, girl, bye. We moved to the scene where Britt kind of pulled Kenya to the side and told her that she did not appreciate her not acknowledging her and not hugging her, and it made her feel some type of way. And they transitioned to the couch area, and it was Drew, it was Britt, it was everybody but the birthday girl and Portia. And I feel like Kenya kind of like, that was like a backhand apology. She kind of brushed it off. It's like, Kenya, I see the jealousy. Like Kenya, when Kenya's jealous, she throws shade. When she's jealous, it's just like unnecessary shade. It's like, girl, stop. Anyways, so she kind of brushed it off. It was a backhand ass apology. Anyways, then she turned to Kelly, trying to get some tea on her and Portia. And this was after Cynthia felt the need to tell Kenya about the entire situation. After Cynthia told her about everything, Kenya felt the need to ask Kelly to repeat what she said pretty much. And Kelly was like, she doesn't understand why she took that lady's man. And then literally a few seconds after saying that, Portia walks to the couch. She walks towards the couch, and she was like, hey, and everybody with their fake smiles and fake laugh, they're talking about some, hey girl, hey. Like, y'all are so faked. Like, hey girl, hey. So Portia was like, what are we talking about? And she's like, oh, I just wanted to know, why did you take that woman's man? And it was just crickets. And I'm like, damn, Kelly, just like that? Like, no, let me get to know you. Where are you from? Let's hang out. Like, just like that is crazy. Like, I understand that we have to address the elephant in the room, but was that the right time and place to address it? Because I honestly felt like if Portia did not take it the way she took it and responded in the way she responded, it could have went left. In the words of Miss Kenya Moore, Kelly was at a high 10 and I'm gonna need her to come back to a 4 or 5. So Portia was like, you don't even want to get to know me. What's my last name? Like, what is your name? And Kelly was like, girl, you know who I am. You was speaking on me. You know who I am. And Portia definitely knew who she was for sure, because she got the information prior to the conversation, but she was just telling her like, girl, you are nobody to me. You're pretty much a stranger. You want to ask me about my relationship? Like, I'm going to openly tell you about the situation. Like, this is the right place and time. If you really want to know, get to know me and ask me in private. I know that you're trying to be shady. You're trying to be an ass. So we're just going to ignore that. And so Portia pretty much was like ignoring everything she was saying, and Britt was trying to stand up for Kelly. I'm like, Britt, just stop, because it's not even looking good. She was like, Kelly is a really great person. Like, she does not mean it the way it's kind of coming off as, she's a really good person. She's just addressing the elephant in the room. And Portia's like, girl, okay, I don't care at this point. Due to the noise being too loud, they had to take the conversation upstairs. And so they took her elevator. Sis has an elevator in her home. Like, this girl is wealthy. Everybody walked in the room. Everyone was like amazed. Like, every time they go in any room of hers, they're like, wow. Kenya's talking about something. Wow, Shamia. Shamia's just like, girl, okay, I get it. Yeah, I'm a boss. I'm the girl. I know. Shamia's like, thank you. Ken's like, oh my God, Shamia. I remember when she was having the conversation with Cynthia, she was like, oh my God, look at the Versace wallpaper. I'm like, yes, girl, Versace wallpaper, period. That is not cheap. So everyone was just amazed by her home. And yes, I'm like, give her that reaction, because she deserves her flowers, because she did that. Yes. And so when they got in the room, they started picking back up with the conversation. And Shamia actually told Drew that Drew did not invite her to her birthday party. I forget the conversation they had prior, but she was like, Drew, you didn't invite me to your birthday party. And Drew was like, I didn't invite anybody. And Portia was like, but you invited Dennis. And I was like, oop. I literally had the same face Kelly had on her face. Like, her reaction was literally my reaction. I was like, oop. Let me sit back, because it's some good tea. She was like, yeah. She was like, well, I didn't even know there was going to be a party. This is Drew. Drew was like, I didn't even know there was going to be a party for me. And I told my assistant to invite everybody, but she didn't really invite nobody. And Portia was like, but she invited Dennis. Is Dennis your assistant now? Because Dennis was the only one that was invited. Is he your new assistant? So, yeah. And it was just a shocker to everyone. Like, everyone was just on Drew's ass. And I'm like, how did we go from talking about Portia to talking about Drew? But I'm like, I'm not surprised. Like, Drew should have definitely had it coming. Telling Kenya that shit. Like, Kenya, I don't feel like Kenya is truly Drew's friend. So you telling Kenya was just like, you should have, instead of telling Kenya, you should have told Portia before even having a relationship with Dennis, whether if that relationship was platonic or not. You should have had that conversation with Portia. But you want to transfer the information to Kenya. Obviously, she's going to tell whoever's going to tell whoever, and it's going to circle right back to you, and everyone's going to have an attitude with you. So I knew it was coming. I was just waiting for it to happen. And then after that conversation, I think Shamia was like, are you dating Dennis or something like that? Like, just attack her with a question like, are you dating Dennis? And she was like, what the hell do I look like dating Dennis? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I would be surprised if she wasn't, honestly, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think she honestly is. I just think she's very friendly now because she's having a divorce, and I see where people could think she would be dating Dennis or smashing Dennis, because now having a conversation with Portia, and then like, it just looks awkward. You being an influencer for Go Naked Hair, and you not even talking to her about the relationship you have with Dennis. You're hanging out with him, you're communicating with him, you're texting him. It's really odd. But so I wouldn't be surprised if she was smashing him. I'm not saying she is, but I just would not. But yeah, they attacked her with the question, and that's where the episode stopped. I was like, damn. I want to get the next episode because this is juicy, honey. I was like, damn, I want to know. And I'm just like, wow. Episode 1 was that girl. They did that with episode 1, from the recording to the little editing. Everything was top notch. Bravo just went from a 5 to a 10 with RHOA. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for Black excellence. I'm here for Black luxury. I'm here for Black drama. I'm here for everything RHOA. I was more into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but now I'm like more focused on Atlanta because they got the right people in Atlanta. Okay, so this is going to be very interesting this season, right? So that's where we stop. It definitely was a lot to review and to recap for that one episode, so you could imagine how the rest of the season will turn out to be. But I'm excited. I'm happy with the cast members that were given to us. Honestly, everyone have very different personalities and very different relationships, and I'm kind of excited to see how it'll turn out, who will turn on who and who will bond with who. You know what I mean? You just never know with this type of group, this type of friendship. I'm excited to see if they go on any trips, what types of trips they go to, like just how everything turns out. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys honestly like the review because I was so excited to watch it. I literally watched it and I was like, yeah, I'm living it. But anyways, that is all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Tea of the Day. Once again, I am your host, Eugenia Tite. Thank you so much for watching Got Everybody's Tea. Have a beautiful day. Bye.